dare you get us out here and try to take advantage of us like that? I look to my right, it's the ocean. We in the middle of nowhere. My friend says they can do with us whatever they want to do with us right now. And nobody would know where we are or what happened to us. We are on their home turf. Be quiet. Hello, welcome to Shetrippin. On this channel, I share stories from my many trips around the world. And today, we are going to be starting out with a doozy. I'm going to be telling you about the time some friends and I were almost kidnapped in India. Now, no matter how beautiful a place is or how much fun you have there, sometimes you encounter situations that aren't the greatest and that can leave a scar. This one definitely, I think about it often because it could have went a different way. So, my friends and I were on a trip around the world, literally on a ship, sailing around the world, making a complete circle around planet Earth. And that is something that, people like me, we don't really do that. I'm just a little hood chick from the east side of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't rich, I'm student aid. I'm fast fuck all day, right? But I've just been blessed so much in my life to have all these different opportunities that have let me travel and let me experience things that people who were born into the same situation I was, single mother, would never have the opportunity to do. So I'm just very blessed and very lucky. So one of our ports of call was Chennai, India. And I was super excited to get off the ship when we hit land in India because it was somewhere I had never been. I'd never met anybody who had been there from Detroit. It was just going to be a new adventure all around. It was somewhere that I had always dreamed about going, I had heard about, and I was just really excited about this new adventure. So I found out quickly that you can't just show up at a U.S. embassy if you don't have an appointment or a reason to be there. My friends and I got on a rickshaw and we're like wanting to face the day. And we're like, hey, let's go to the embassy. Let's see what that's like. And we get to the embassy and they're like, bro, if you don't need a passport or something, we're not letting you in. So they ended up being a bust. So we got back on the rickshaw. And if you don't know, a rickshaw is like a little 3-wheeled cart kind of thing. And it lets you get around the city pretty quickly. And lots of people use rickshaws. In other countries, they're called tut-tuts. Different places, they have different names. But rickshaw was our main mode of transportation. So we get on this rickshaw and we want to have some drinks. So we ended up going to a hotel. So at the hotel, we ended up running into some other friends of ours from the ship who were at the bar just wanting to have some drinks. And these were 2 white girls, and they were talking to this older Indian gentleman sitting at the table. So I go and sit down. I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, hey, this is our new friend, blah, blah, blah. He wants to take us on a little trip. I'm like, take us on a little trip? How y'all know this dude? Like, what? And then I looked at one of my other friends who was sitting there, and she's like gesturing me to look down. And so I look down, and this older Indian gentleman has his hand on her thigh. And I'm like, what? What's going on here? And so we proceed to talk to this man, and he tells us that he's married. And he owns a chain of rickshaws, like a fleet. And so I guess he was trying to tell us that he had bread or whatever, that he had money, whatever. So he tells us he's going to take us to this place called Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram and Mamallapuram. Two places where there's lots and lots of temples. He knows we're tourists, and that we want to see things like that, and that we're up for an adventure. And so he's going to get us a hotel room for the night. And then the next day, he's going to take us on a tour of the temples. And so, like, I'm like, this, it's three of us. It's me and these two other white women that I was with. We were girls at the time. We were in our early 20s. And so I'm thinking, okay, there's safety in numbers. There's three of us. We should be straight. Let's do it. And so we go to the car and he has a driver. So I'm like, okay, he might have a little point. He might be telling the truth when he say that, he owns this fleet of rickshaws. So we get in the car and I'm actually feeling even safer now because there's a driver there. There's the three of us against this one dude. So if he want to try some funny business, it's more people there. It's not just me. So I felt a little safe at that point. So about 45 minutes into the trip to this hotel, he is like, let's stop, have a drink. So we stop and we sit at this picnic table and he pulls out the alcohol and we're about to pour up. And I noticed that the driver is still sitting in the car. And I'm like, I asked the dude, I'm like, so what are the drinking laws here in India? Like in the US, you can have like 1 or 2 drinks and drive, but you can't have more than that. So what's the law in India? Because old boy in the car, he can come and sit at the table with us and have a drink. But the dude who owns this fleet of rickshaws, he says, no, he cannot come and sit with us. And I'm like, why? What? I guess you can't drink it all and drive here? Like, what? Why not? And he says he can't come and sit with us right now. That's not how things work here. Not how things work here. Don't you ever tell a black chick that somebody isn't good enough to sit at the table with the group. So that was strike one. I'm already like, what, bro? That's not how things work here. He can't sit at the table with us. He to help. He got to sit in the car. I thought this caste system stuff was over with. I didn't know that y'all was still practicing that. That's crazy. I mean, I guess things haven't changed too much in the US either. So I don't know why I was so shocked. Because it's basically the same stuff here. Anywho. So we have our drinks. But now I'm like really leery now. Now I'm like, okay. Old boy sitting in the car. He more fair-skinned than I am. What does this guy think of me? So I'm on my P's and Q's at this point. But again, I'm with these 2 white girls. So I'm thinking, okay, there's safety in numbers. We're American. They're white Americans. So, maybe we're safe. Because who's going to try something with some white American girls? Thinking that, he don't want those troubles. So we hurry up and had those drinks. I'm kind of over it at this point. I just want to get to this hotel so that I can rest and see these temples in the morning. So we get in the car and we proceed to go to the hotel. Mind you, the whole drive, this dude with the fleet of rickshaws, he got his hand, he's sitting in the passenger seat and the 3 of us are in the back seat. And he got his arm reached back and he feeling on my friend's knee the whole time. Like, and I'm looking at her like, you like this? Because you could definitely tell him to leave you alone and stop touching you if you don't like it. I don't know if she liked the attention. I don't know if she was scared. I don't know what was going through her mind. But he was very touchy-feely with her. And he made it very clear that he wanted her. Even though he was married. Lest we forget. So we finally get to this hotel. More like a motel. More like a roach motel. But I wasn't complaining too much because I'm like, okay, he is paying for this and it's just one night and we are on an adventure. So, whatever. Let's just go for it. Let's just do it. He gets 2 rooms. And so we, the 3 girls, me and my 2 friends, we go upstairs and he comes upstairs behind us and he's like, okay, this is your room. We have another room on the first floor. So she can come with me downstairs and you 2 can sleep up here. Wait, what? Who? Who going where? My friend ain't going nowhere with you. Look, I was heated. We in a foreign country in the middle of nowhere, an hour and a half away from where we really supposed to be. You think I'm about to let you take my friend downstairs and we gonna sleep up here? If we come out in the morning, who's to say she's still gonna be there? We not separating like that. And I told him, we are not separating. You got me all messed up. The 3 of us are staying together. You can sleep downstairs in the room. The 3 of us will sleep up here. We are not separating. We not doing that. I'm not about to prostitute my friend out so I can see some temples. Are you serious, bro? And then he said, well, if she don't come down there and sleep in my room, then we got to go. We going back. And I said, say less, brother. Say less. We going back. And so he mad at this point. I'm mad too. You can be mad. You can be mad. So we get back in the car and we're heading back to the ship, to the port, that hour and a half drive back. And I am giving it to this man. Giving it to him. How dare you get us out here and try to take advantage of us like that? You married, you freak. In America, this would have never flown. We would have never let this happen. You lucky you stole. I'm just going ham on this dude in his car, right? And then my friend, the one he had been trying to get on, she like, hey, chill, like, be quiet. And I'm like, no, I'm not about to be quiet. We're going to let him disrespect us like this. I'm not about to be quiet. And she says, look where we are. I look to my left. It's just fields of trees. I look to my right. It's the ocean. We in the middle of nowhere. My friend says they can do with us whatever they want to do with us right now. And nobody would know where we are or what happened to us. We are on their home turf. Be quiet. That was a moment. I had to bring it in at that point. That was a moment. I understood what she was saying, the gravity of this situation, the stupidity of our choice to go out with these 2 strange men that we never met. Like, it all just hit me all at once. And so I tucked mine in real quick. Zip. Quiet the whole way back. Praying, please, God, please just let us get back. Please just let us get back. Like, I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry that I let this man con us into this stupid stuff. Like, please just make sure we get back. So lucky enough, they dropped us off at the port. And I get out the car. And I cuss them out some more because I'm out the car now. I'm not in fear of being kidnapped no more because I'm standing outside the car. So I continue cussing him out. And then I walk back to the ship with my friends. And we never talked about that. the three of us. We never talked about what happened. I think we were all embarrassed at our stupid decision. I think we were all a little, maybe, I don't know if traumatized was the word, maybe just shocked that somebody could have those ulterior motives. Mind you, we were young. Like I said, we were early 20s, so we were young. I think above all, we were very blessed, very lucky. But we never discussed it. And I should actually reach out to them and get their thoughts on it now. I hope they see this video so they can comment. What would you have done in that situation? What would you have done? Comment below if you have any idea of how you would handle things. But I do want to say that above all, the rest of the trip was fantastic. It was fantastic. I went on a homestay, and that's where you stay at a local's home and you live life like they would live for a day. And I saw women in the morning making mandalas with sand with their hands and making these beautiful flowers outside their doorsteps. And I still got to go to temples, and I, still got to have that adventure we were looking for, just a little bit safer. When I think of India, I don't necessarily think of that time, that scar on the trip. I think about the beauty of the people there and how welcoming and warm we felt when we interacted with the people there, how beautiful they were. Oh, the hair and that brown skin. Ooh. I also think about the poverty there. I also think about seeing the kids walking to school in the city with no shoes on, playing on trash piles. I think about the colors of the spice market. I think about the industry. Chennai is a very industrial city. There were like a lot of cars at the port ready to be shipped. I think about the caste system and how it's just like racism in the US. It's just like apartheid in South Africa. I think about the British rule in India and how colonialism always messes up everything, everywhere the colonizers have been. It just destroys the people who live in those places. I really enjoyed my time in India, and I hope to go back. And I recommend that you visit and see for yourself. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories from my trips around the world.